world is asking why the global reaction in the first days after the invasion of Ukraine was limited to toothless sanctions, sending hopes and prayers, and bathing buildings in blue and yellow light. Why can't we help these brave people? The answer is simple. The Western world has spent the last 2 decades making short-sighted energy and resource policy decisions that gave our adversaries substantial geopolitical leverage over us. In their all-out effort to go green, a noble goal disastrously executed, Germany deconstructed an efficient, lower carbon, and reliable domestic energy system in exchange for a significantly more expensive, inefficient, and weather-dependent one that left them utterly reliant on Russian natural gas. Most of Europe followed their lead, discouraging development of domestic hydrocarbons, protesting current and future nuclear development, and restricting the ability to source liquefied natural gas from other countries. So when this tank started rolling last week, 7 countries within the EU refused to support sanctions because they rely on Russia for between 43 and 100% of their natural gas supply. They had no choice. Russia literally had them over a barrel. Europe's response? Instead of supporting energy options that could quickly increase European baseload power and lessen their dependence on Russian oil and gas, like reversing decisions for early nuclear plant closures, they decided to go with more of the same policies that got them into this mess in the first place. The President of the European Commission called for them to double down on renewable energy. But will accelerating the shift to even more renewables truly achieve strategic independence? The fact is that renewables are much more reliant on critical materials, with electric cars and wind and solar consuming 3 to 12 times more metals and materials than the existing hydrocarbon system. And a quick look at where those materials are produced and processed shows that the independence via renewables is a myth, as it merely passes geopolitical dominance from one adversary to another. The goals of decarbonization and reducing the environmental impact of our energy system are worthy ones, but the path that we choose must take into account economic trade-offs, the reality of energy poverty for billions of people around the globe, and the geopolitical impacts that renewables now at any cost policies have in strengthening and emboldening global actors whose objectives are very different from, and occasionally contrary to, our own. I'm Robert Mullen from Marathon Resource Advisors.